Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and in this video we're going to break down the Alpinestars T-GP Plus R V3 jacket available at RevZilla.com. So a few weeks ago I was shooting some Pirelli tire videos and I talked about how their naming conventions are some of the most confusing in the industry, and I think I misspoke because Alpinestars gives them a run for their money. The T-GP Plus R V3 is going to be replacing the V2 of the jacket with the same name. And really what you're going to see here is a affordable textile jacket from Alpinestars. Sport in its nature, think sport bike, think, naked sport bike. But really what you're going to see is a comfortable textile jacket coming in around the $240 price point. Now, when we say the $240 price point, keep in mind, RevZilla does have a price match guarantee, so you are guaranteed to get the lowest price. And one of the biggest changes that we've seen going to the V3 is when we had the V2, we didn't have the full textile version. Now with the V3, you're going to get an air version, which is going to combine textile and mesh for riding in the warmer months of the year, and we're going to have the non-air version, which is going to be a full textile design and includes a full sleeve thermal liner. That jacket is going to be more for 2 to 3 season functionality. Think spring, think fall, and pushing it a little bit further into the colder months of the year. So you can fine tune which jacket is going to be right for you based on the amount of time you spend riding in different weather conditions. Now, from a sizing standpoint, old Smiley Pants McHugh on my left-hand side is currently wearing an extra large. He stands at 6 foot, weighs 220 pounds, and has a 44-inch chest. Correlates perfectly with the size chart. Sizes will range from small up to 4XL, and there are 4 different colors to choose from. So we already talked about the bump to the V3 now allows you to choose between the mesh or the air version and the non-air. The main difference there is the construction. If you're going with the non-air, it's a full 600D polyester. The previous version of the jacket combined 650 and then 450 in some areas. The new version is going to get 600D throughout. When you're looking at the air version, you are still getting 600D in your impact zones, down the shoulder, across the chest, down the elbow. But you're now incorporating a polyester mesh throughout, and you're going to get some stretch, which is down the inner arm. And this is going to be the same on both as well. So extra comfort. So really, as we talk about the changes throughout this, they wanted to update the protection, but also maximize comfort in what is a very, everyday textile jacket. When you're riding this, it should be something that you want to just throw on, get on the bike, and go out for a day ride. As we're looking down the collar, the main change that you'll see first is when we get to the shoulder protection. They've now gone away from a hard TPU to a soft DFS shoulder, and they've also updated the armor in the shoulders as well as the elbows. So, in the previous version, they had gone with a CE level 2 hard armor, or it's a soft armor, but it has definitely more of a hard feel to it. And the reason they had put this in the previous version of the jacket is they didn't have anything else that had maximized airflow. All the other jackets within Alpinestars at this price point were using a CE1 armor, but the CE1 armor was super thick and bulky and it didn't breathe. So in order to get the breathability out of the V2, they had added this armor, but it really didn't fit within the price point of the jacket. So what you've seen is they've actually gone to an updated CE1 Nucleon Flex armor. So what I like about this, it's a lot thinner than that CE level 2 armor, it's a lot more comfortable, a lot lighter weight, and it's even more breathable. So while you are going from a CE level 2 down to a CE level 1, that's not something we normally like to see. What I like about this is it's more comfortable for everyday use. So when you're wearing the jacket, you really don't feel like there's any armor in there whatsoever because of how thin and how comfortable it is to use. The advancements that we've seen in armor are really top-notch across the board. I really like what Alpinestars is doing with their Nucleon line of armor, and this new flex material really does add protection as well as comfort. So because of that armor being so thin, what they were able to do is actually thin up the profile on the sleeve. So the sleeve is actually less bulky than the previous version. They've cut down the whole lines. You're still getting a little pop of reflective, the new logo across the top. You're gonna have mesh on the outside here, Alpinestars logo down the outside of the forearm. And then when you get to your closure, it's going to be a Velcro over zip closure to this, and you are going to get a little bit of that gusset in there. Very simple in its design, but what I do like is they have slimmed it up to match the armor. So the jacket just has a svelter feel, but it's still more comfortable to wear. As you work your way down the front, what you will notice is the mesh on the front of this, hand warmer pockets, Alpinestars logo sewn in across the chest. Just a light style update over the previous version. Mr. McHugh, face sideways, strike the riding position for me. You are now getting full stretch down the back of the shoulders. Even though the material looks about the same, it's now a stretch polyester that's going to work down the arm. So if you're more of that full tuck on a sport bike, again, really maximizing comfort between the armor and the amount of stretch that you're now getting in this jacket. And a Velcro cinch down to the bottom of the waist. Go ahead and face backwards for me. Taking a look down the back, pops a reflective Alpinestars logo at the seat. The main thing you'll notice here is there's no longer a foam pad in here. So what Alpinestars realized was that a lot of people were confusing that foam pad with a back protector, and they weren't actually putting a back protector in the jacket. The foam pad that used to come with all their jackets was not a CE-rated back protector whatsoever. So they've eliminated that pad, which was essentially just a placeholder, to make it look better when it was hanging on a hanger in the shelf. So you definitely want to upgrade a back protector in this to match the armor. Like I said, there's a lot of great Nucleon back protectors out there from Alpinestars. I think you could find one that perfectly sits in here for around the $50 price point. So a nice upgrade to make sure that you're matching the protection that you're getting at the elbows and the shoulders. Mr. McHugh, go ahead and face forward, and I'm just going to have you unzip for me. Taking a look at the inside, again, if you're looking at the Air version, simple mesh, you are getting a zip connection at the bottom if you want to match this with a pair of Alpinestars textile pants, and then just really comfortable to wear even if you're just wearing this with a t-shirt underneath. The main difference here is if you are looking at the non-Air version, you will get that full sleeve thermal liner. So you can go ahead and zip up. So for me, what I really like about the new T-GP Plus R V3 is the fact that you are maximizing comfort. You're getting a jacket that is easier to wear, a little bit lightweight, a little bit more breathable, and that new armor really just works well. For those of you out there that are, looking at your first motorcycle jacket, the price hasn't changed over the V2, and you're getting a lot of key updates. And like I said earlier, while you don't like to see the CE Level 2 armor, go to a CE Level 1, I really like the armor that Alpinestars is using in this, especially for riders that are getting into their first motorcycle jacket. They don't want something big and bulky and uncomfortable. This is definitely a jacket to consider. Now, for those of you out there that want to hear more about what other riders have to say, click the info button on your desktop or mobile device where you can read other rider reviews from folks that are putting the new T-GP Plus R V3 jacket. You got to say that like 10 times fast to see if you can really nail it through its paces. If you're still not sure as to which jacket is right for you or your motorcycle, your riding style, you can always reach out to one of our gear geeks at 877-792-9455 or shoot an email over to cs@RevZilla.com. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the Alpinestars T-GP Plus R V3 jacket. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.